as ready as we're going to be. Okay, I guess the question is, where are we going to be in 4 years? In 4 years' time, I don't know. I don't even know if it's possible to live in the Bay Area and be asked this question and not start talking about Mayan calendars and, new beginning and the age of, these kinds of things, which I feel. I'm feeling it.
You're feeling it?
I'm feeling it.
Okay.
But specifics, maybe that's the harder thing to talk about. I don't really know. I mean, I feel, in light of, this night's election, my life in general, I feel my heart very open, very heart-open space right now. So that's somewhere, next 4 years, I'd like to continue the ever-growing trend of that.
What is the beyond your wildest dreams in 4 years?
That wasn't part of the question.
Well, what is almost absurdly unthinkable and so wonderfully unimaginably great that could happen in 4 years? If you knew you couldn't fail, if it couldn't fail, whatever it was.
Wow, put me on the spot.
It's a good question.
I don't know. I guess I'm seeking different kinds of stability in my world. So the stability that I would want in the short 4-year time span would probably have most to do with my heart. Damn it. It's true though.
Caught on film, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh god, that's got to be 2 minutes right there. Copy.
So cute.
Oh man. All right, we're out. We're out.
First of all, I'm as delighted as everyone else at this party at the results. I'm euphoric, and I can't imagine what it must be like to be Mr. Obama tonight. The pressure has to be incredible. People are looking at him to be more than a president. They're looking for a savior. And I wonder if in 4 years that's actually realistic. I don't want to put a damper on the evening, and maybe I haven't had quite enough to drink yet, but what's going on in this room right now feels an awful lot like what happened about 10 years ago when Tony Blair was elected to be the Prime Minister in England, and we all know how that turned out, with him being thrown out of office abruptly and completely turned on by his people in just a couple of short years, because nobody can really be a savior. So I wonder what will happen to us, to Obama, to our country in 4 years' time. I'm not any better or any different than anybody else. I'm looking for a savior too. Save me, Obama. Save Roe. Save nationalized health care. I'm one of America's uninsured. I'm in staggering credit card debt. I've been disowned by my parents. I've worked in the arts. I have an Ivy League degree, and in 4 years I'll either be fantastically famous, settled with children, or one of America's destitute. It's kind of down to what Obama does with healthcare. I only hope that racism doesn't play an unfortunate factor in people like Berlusconi, Soroski, Putin. I hope that they treat Barack Obama with the kind of respect that he deserves. And I hope that he, as much as anyone possibly could, is the savior we all hope for. Cheers.
So, I'm Monica. This is my friend and neighbor, Chris. First of all, I'm really glad you guys are doing this project, because tonight, an Obama winning is so important. And I think about, well, what can he do? What can all of us do in 4 years? And when I come from the perspective that Obama asks us all to come from hope instead of coming from fear, I have a whole different idea of what's possible. And I think about what's possible worldwide for peace, which is the big wish that I have in my heart. How much can we work towards peace? How much could be possible that we don't even think is possible? in the next 4 years towards peace worldwide. And so when I think of that in terms of thinking of fear, when I come from fear, I think of really different answers of what's possible. So I hope that we work together, nationally and internationally, to come from what's possible, and to come from our hopes and our dreams and our visions. I want to give you some.
Wow, that was really good, Monica. You know, I'm really not prepared for this, but just in terms of what I hope for the next 4 years, I mean, with Obama winning, I feel like, you know, pretty much anything is possible, and I'm especially interested in the clean energy future, and you know, just the wave of green, you know, economy and the green jobs movement that's going to sweep over our country that relies on technology, this, you know, American ingenuity, young people. It's just really our chance to lift, you know, everyone out of poverty and just to be the best country we can be while protecting our environment. And that's what I really want to see in the next 4 years.
By the way, I'm also going to be married in 4 years, and she's going to be at my wedding.
And I'm going to have some babies.
And they're going to be born into a green world for peace.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
What is the world going to look like in 4 years? For millennia, people who write science fiction have imagined a utopian future or a dystopian future where everything is amazingly different just 10 years down the line. The reality is that the world is going to be very similar. We're still going to have the same issues. We're still going to have the same concerns. But as a non-US citizen living here in the United States, I am really hoping for a world where we can finally start thinking on a more global basis, where the geographical boundaries that you have no longer define who you are. America is a great and amazing country, but it's not the only country in the world. And I'm really hoping that in 4 years, we're going to start really realizing that within the United States. And of course, you know, a flying car wouldn't be too bad either. That's what I think the world's going to be like in 4 years.
So my name is Agata Solczynski. I'm actually not a U.S. citizen, and I'm quite sad that I couldn't vote in this election. I've done a lot of work on campaigning for various candidates on the Democratic side for many years. I was born in a communist country, raised in one, and I understand that change happens very slowly, but it does happen in 4 years, which is the question that was posed tonight. Isn't really often long enough to see the change that one wants to see. Yet 4 years is enough to begin the change that one wants to see. I moved here in '82. In '82, the country I was born in, which was Poland, was ruled by still the Soviet-Russian regime. And about 10 years later, when I went back, it was a completely different country. The regime had crumbled and the world had changed. Now, did it change for the better? Perhaps. Is the U.S. going to go back to something that we all envisioned it to be at the time, a free world without propaganda and sort of stilted and very self-serving politics? I'm not sure about that. I think 4 years is enough to begin to turn the country back around, to stop concentrating the wealth, which has made the country look more like Argentina or Brazil. Is it really going to change in 4 years? I think 4 years, again, is not enough. I think it's going to take more than 4 years, but 4 years is enough to begin that change. So I'm hopeful that this election has actually begun that process. I'm thrilled that the country, at least in large measure, has voted for that change. And I'm thrilled that at least half of the population here understands. So again, I think 4 years is enough to hope. And I hope, because my parents hoped, they moved here, their hopes, I think, maybe weren't quite realized, but yet there was a semblance of them being realized, and I hope that will come again for me. So, that's it.